Hello, everyone. My name is Sandy Glaze. I'm a personal transformation and self-development coach. I specialize in the personal energies, the unseen, emotional and spiritual energies. And with everything that's going on right now, I just thought I could share some information and maybe help people navigate these trying times. Before I was working in the field of energy, I spent 20 years as a personal financial planner. And what I did at that time, I would help people with their budgeting issues, help create financial plans for them. So I have a different understanding about money, maybe, and maybe more so than what other people might have at this time. And I thought maybe I would just share some of that information. I heard yesterday that the United States is going to be in lockdown till probably the end of April, maybe a little sooner. And I'm just not convinced that that could be a good thing because the educational institutions don't teach us about money. I'm going to share some of these points with you now. One, I don't think people look at money. I think they could look at it in a different context. Money is energy. It's all it is. It has a role to play. It has a job to do. And because we all live in big cities, or most of us live in big cities now, we can't go and create gardens in our yards that are big enough to sustain us the way it was done in the past. So we do need to share items with each other, and whether barter or within the financial system. So I look at money as how many eggs equals how many chickens, equals how many carrots, equals how many potatoes. That all it is. It quantifies the value. What they don't tell us about in regarding money is our ability to earn money is the greatest resource you have. So that's going to be like as an earned income, or as a like your, well, not maybe your resources if they're, or your investments if they're earning enough. If you make $50,000 a year and work for 40 years, that's $2 million a year, or $2 million in your lifetime of earning potential. That is huge. I'm going to jump a bit and give an example of why the earnings are so important. Life insurance is purchased usually in a family, within the family. The life insurance is purchased to protect the income that that person would have brought into the family until the family no longer needs it, until the kids are raised and out of the house. That's how important it is to understand the power of earnings and the power of your earned income. So you want to protect. So if you lose the person in life, you lose the person. That's an emotional loss, but it's the income that creates more stress if that's not protected. So this is why this is all important, understanding how incomes operate. Mental illness is often caused by experiencing abuse, suffering, trauma, and not being able to provide for your family. My understanding, there was many suicides back in the Great Depression because people feel responsible when they can't protect their family. They feel shame and guilt and just horrible emotions, and it takes its toll on people. And I think we have to be aware of that. If the economy shut down for too long, the long-term effects could be severe. These are scary times for people. And I'm not sure if the mental health industry is telling people about this, but we have to understand what the consequences are to us, to our psyche, to our hearts, with a long-term shutdown. There's a lot of reasons. So I'm going to talk about the deaths in the United States. My understanding is there's over 300,000 deaths every year in the United States in the medical system alone, through I think it's procedures and taking medications the way they were prescribed. I don't think there's anywhere near those numbers being reported in the US. I don't think they're being reported anywhere for this coronavirus. So it makes me wonder why. So I'm going to share 3 steps to making right choices for yourself. 1, evaluate your own situation. If over 300,000 people die every year in the medical system in the United States, where's the freak out for that? Why is there not a freak out happening over what day to day goes on every year? Why are the numbers not garnering the same attention? And what are your personal chances to die by coronavirus or suicide if the economy collapses? So look at your own, I'm not going to say stability, but look at your own personality and get a sense of what would bother you. Not in a sense of dying by either one of those things, but just know that this is going to have impacts long-term one way or another. The second one is evaluate your risk. How many people do you know personally who have coronavirus? Are you in good health? Ask yourself, could there be a secondary reason for us to need to be isolated and not talk with each other? Is there something else going on? So use your intuition and your higher knowing to get a sense if there's something going on behind the scenes. Many people are starting to ask, this doesn't make sense, so they're starting to ask why. Number 3 is evaluate your opportunities. Who in your government is promoting workers to go back to work? Who wants you earning an income again? Who has your back? Is this virus the only concern you have, or are you concerned about long-term considerations? How many months will your current savings sustain you? In my opinion, money has a few purposes. One, to sustain you, and that's your physical needs, a roof over your head, your food, your basics. It also provides for opportunities for you, whether it's going back to school, buying a car, maybe you want to buy a bigger home or a second property. And the third purpose for money is it allows for the excesses that allow us to have some of the pleasantries in life. So money doesn't buy everything, I know that, but it does allow for us to live a more, I'm going to say, a lifestyle that has more opportunities in it. And I think these are important that we understand that. So in order to build on the framework, one needs to have an earned income or an alternate source of income. Maybe you have money in various investments that you can access, and if not, you're going to need to earn an income to be able to sustain yourself and your family. Fear lowers our frequency and our immunity. Fear of not having enough money is real for a lot of people. If you are allowing fear to interfere with your critical thinking, I hope the above information can help you navigate your choices. It is up to you to make good choices. It is up to everyone's, to make good choices, and everyone's situation is different. So you can't use the same strategy for everyone, but just, you can start evaluating your situation. This is not advice. This is just information that I'm sharing. Take good care of your emotional, mental, physical, and financial well-being. That is so important to be able to do that. And evaluate your risks of not getting back to work. Helping each other is wonderful. It really helps, but it will not solve the issue in the long run. Death by corona or death by suicide are not great options. I'm not pleased with those options at all. So set the intention to start living again and be ready so when the lockdown is lifted in April, to enjoy your life again. I hope you found these tips helpful. Please take good care of yourself and your loved ones, okay? Bye-bye for now. Take care.